You are live, it says here. So we must be live. Hello again, everyone. Thanks for another live high vibe conversations. I'm your host, Terry Earthwind Nichols.
And his lovely wife, Linda Vettrus-Nichols. I have that line down now, honey.
She's got that done really well. And our crew, Steena Marie, Chelle Shapiro, Jenny Landgren. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to all of you coming in. This is going to be interesting. Now, this is the eighth week that we've done this. And every week has been very, very interesting. And this one I resonate quite well with because of this title, Nap It Out. Linda, bring it in.
Honestly, that's a Steena Marie. Bring it in. This all started with Steena. Right? Do you remember what? Does anybody really remember how it was like? I think we were talking about pregnancy, and Steena said, "Yeah, I just napped the shit out of it," or something
I
like
think
that.
it was actually Alex that first said that she napped the hell out of it or something like that. And we just all were like that. Yes, we all wanted to steal that and just be like, that is a great motto.
Yeah, and then the idea of, and we have been talking about self-care, the idea of getting in a nap, and in some countries, like Mexico, like siesta, or Spain, or whatever, it's a thing, right? So yeah, and we've all had traumatic stuff going on in our lives, and whew, Steena, you have come up with some great tips in all that you're going through. Yeah, what's coming up for you, Steena?
Well, about 2 years ago, somebody asked me in a copywriting class. She said, "How do you write such juicy copy? Like everything that comes out of you is just amazing."
Right.
And I have always struggled to give somebody like a toolbox for here's how to write really well, right? Because it's always been something that I feel and it's just a part of me. And so in that moment to her, I said, I sleep, I have great sex, and I stay hydrated. So I said, sleep, sex, stay hydrated. Those are the three things.
Man.
And, those are not like a skill or a technique for writing. It's about taking care of your mental and emotional state
Right.
through physical care. And we just so drastically underestimate those things and neglect those things as a culture where, we go to work from 9 to 5 and there's just this prescribed schedule you're supposed to adhere to and when you're supposed to eat and how much you're supposed to eat and how much you're supposed to sleep and all of these things that don't work for most of us. A lot of us do well to, like, I myself have found out I do really well. If I want to get up really early in the morning, I have to take a nap in the afternoon. I have to lay down for 30 minutes, have my power nap, around 4:30, and that'll kind of kickstart me into the evening.
Nice.
If I can sleep in until 8, I know I'm not really going to need that nap unless I'm, on the first day of my cycle or have something else going on where I need to get that extra rest in.
Right.
Which is a lot of times on the weekends. On a Sunday, I'll be like, I just want like a 3-hour nap today. I need to like really get some sleep in.
Right.
So just the idea of adjusting your lifestyle, your schedule as you're able to find out like what really works for me. And I, for a while, was putting on my calendar, calling my naps my sleep snacks.
Ooh, I like it.
And in human design, when you get deeper into human design, there's a lot of how we take in information. And I've heard it described as like, we eat sound, we eat light, we eat, the conversations we have, the company we have. Like if we think about taking all of those things in, You can also think of sleep as this, added like nutrient in your body diet. It's not just a necessity or something that you just have to get just enough of. It's something that it's good to get quality sleep, and it's good to take naps, and it's healing, and we think of it as like lazy, but it's actually so deeply productive to rest, and to rest well, to protect that time that we're sleeping, or protect that time that we're napping. I used to do stupid things like take my phone and not turn it off when I was going to take a nap, or leave the door open to the bedroom, or not tell my kids, like, they would know that I was like reading or something, but to tell them I am going to sleep, please do not wake me up. They're plenty old enough now to do that and be on their own. So, turn the phone off. Tell your family members you need uninterrupted time. Like, do the things you need to do to respect and honor the rest that you need. Because when we're not well rested, it just makes everything harder in life. And we easily recognize this in, say, a toddler when they're throwing a fit, and you're like, oh, you're due for a nap. You're pretty tired.
Yeah.
Well, when we're older, we've learned to control those impulses. So we're not quite as like catastrophic, if you will, with our emotions. But we have things that show up in different ways. It's a little sneakier, or we just think of it as kind of normal. And so I've gotten to where I can notice my brain is not functioning at like top-notch level. I need to sleep.
Okay.
I know what tired looks like, feels like, what my thoughts do. I notice if I'm getting forgetful, if I'm walking into a room and I don't know I'm there, if I'm losing my train of thought, or, there's just these signals that are kind of those toddler signals for myself now, where I go, oh, that means you're tired. You have to translate it for yourself, because tired doesn't always feel like exhaustion. It doesn't always feel like physically sleepy. So distinguishing between those has been helpful for me too, because you can be exhausted and you feel in your body, inside of your body, that bone tired, I'm exhausted. And your mind can still be wired and awake, or you can be really sleepy in the middle of the day, having a hard time staying awake. So those are like the dramatic cues that we need to rest. But there are so many things that you can start to notice your brain and your body doing that you're like, I think we need a little reset.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that whole, and we've done a lot of recordings on that checking in with self, and Jenny's favorite word, awareness. Like we're all into that word big time. I love it. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in, because when I hear like nap it out, I really hear nap the heck out of it. Like really freaking go for it. And to me, what comes up is our words like allowing, accepting, giving in, and trusting.
Yeah, there you go.
Because right before the nap, usually I've been like, gotta pull this together, like gotta work harder, gotta go faster, gotta control the situation to fix things, to keep it my way, attached to the outcome of things.
Yep.
And then someone says, just take a nap. And what happens when I allow and let go and relax and come back to myself? Because taking a nap is like it's safety. It's like it's my most relaxed state. And it helps me come back to myself. Wow. And it gives me perspective, and I will wake up seeing things clearly.
Yeah.
Just having a healthy detachment to things. So it's just really powerful, and it's so enjoyable too. And and I think about like we go to the gym and we know that resting is equally important as the workout to
Ooh,
build
yeah,
our muscles.
good point.
Yeah. And what comes to me is that rest, like that's how we get to relate to it. It's just a part of our day. It's a part of our routine, and it really grows our minds as well. Like it was yesterday morning. I was so happy in my sleep. I woke up with a vision for my business.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it was just right to me right there and then. It was so clear to me, and it's really powerful. So just giving in and allowing that space for yourself. Yeah, very cool. Thank you, Steena.
Yeah, this has been a year for you to just like really get the benefits and the understanding of slowing down.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, and you have more opportunity in your life as well. So it's just really cool.
yeah,
And yet you're doing a lot more. You've got a lot going on and it's all in flow, and the self-care is, in comparison, top notch, and we can always improve our self-care, right? Very beautiful. All right. How about you, Shell? You got something?
Of course. So Jenny made the distinction that like when we're getting restful sleep, when we're napping it out, or even at nighttime, it's your most relaxed, disconnected state. Like it's your regenerative, restorative need that you're recharging yourself. And I resonate with that on a nap level. It's hard for me to resonate with that on a sleep at night level because I haven't always had the greatest sleep patterns at night time. I don't always get the most restful sleep, especially when I was still in corporate a few years ago. Up until a few years ago, I didn't sleep. It was never restful. My brain was always powered on, even when I was so mentally and physically drained. It was
Right.
always, who did I need to reach back out to? Who did I forget to contact? What did I forget to do? What's on the agenda for tomorrow? And so I was not resting at all. And so I deferred to napping during the day when I could, or after work. In fact, even in high school, I'd come home from school and immediately go take a nap.
Oh, wow.
I'd put on like General Hospital. I don't know if that's still on, but I'm aging myself.
Right.
I'd put on General Hospital and I would just like zone out, watch TV in my room, and I would just nap. And then I'd have dinner at our dinner time. And then it wasn't until afterwards where I felt more rested at nighttime to start doing my homework. Because I needed that restorative factor to like then get back to my work clear-headed after an entire day. And so that's the same thing that naps do for me during the day. To Steena's point, if she gets up really early, I also am if I get up really early, I'm also gonna need a nap at some point during the day. Usually you're still like in the later morning before the afternoon so that I can still function. But at some point I'm gonna need it just to continue getting through the day. And Steena made a great point of associating it with the nutrients, the nutrition, the absorption of like giving yourself what you need. Like, and you related it to food. Food and sleep and naps are my love languages. Like besides quality time. Quality time with myself too. Like, so a nap is something that I do alone, but food is something that I enjoy with others. Okay. So those are both aspects of quality time that I really enjoy and relate to, and they both nourish me in different ways. So I really loved that correlation to napping it out and sleeping.
Love it. What came up for me is the idea of neural energy, and my background special ed, so working with the kids with attention deficits, was about helping them get their neural energy all the way up to this part of the brain. And forgetfulness comes from not enough neural energy up there too, because it's real hard to hold something, in short-term memory long enough to get it into long-term memory. So I think that's so cool that you would come home, take your nap, so that you had the neural energy to get all the way up here in your brain to do your homework. So that's one of the things that came up. The other thing is I worked with this amazing kinesiologist, and he did a lot of work with the different sides of the body, and he also muscle tested thing and understood more like safety. And so when you sleep, okay, first of all, like your left ear is actually hooked up to the right side of your brain, and your right ear is actually hooked up to the left side of your brain. So when you lay your left ear on the pillow, then you're actually pulling in from your right ear, which is logic. And if you lay your right ear on the pillow, then you're pulling in to from the left ear into the right side of the brain, which is like emotions and stuff. And so you'll like run emotions on the emotional side of your brain. And if you're freaking out, the best thing to do is get logic over there. And so Terry and I always teach, put your hand over your foreheads, because like it's almost like here's a wire from the right side where all the emotions are. Here's a wire from the left side where the logic is. Get those two to cross. So, and this guy actually did like tinfoil up inside the cap, so it wasn't touching the kid's head. But like he made a thing that went in their cap that would do the same thing as like the hand and keep them whole brain. It was fascinating stuff. But the idea of when which side your ear is on the pillow. Which side are you in safety and which side aren't you in safety? So that was so fascinating to me. Seems to me it's like if you're pulling in from your right ear, then you've got logic going. So if you're not feeling safe, then get some logic over there. And if you don't want to be thinking, then go the other way. So I always get mixed up on which is which. I'm pretty sure I had that right. How about you, Terry?
Well, I've spoke many, many, many times. I do this regularly. I know people who are very emotional, and they'll go, okay, so let me think this through. And they do it unconsciously. So it's really quite interesting. And I've spoken this, well, to you guys too in the group. And I take a nap my whole adult life. I took that habit from my sailing days in the Navy, and I hold it through to today. And like Jenny, I'll have something grabbing me and I can't figure it out. So I'll think about it for a moment and then lay down and take a nap. And some of my most genius programs and services, wrote a book off of one, came from that nap. I woke up within minutes. Division 4 of our company was created, the consortium division, and vision, strategy, roadmap, and all that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting that we come across this. That's for sure for me.
The interesting thing about the way he takes a nap is like, think about being on a ship. You're kind of almost in a sling, but you weren't. That's the old-fashioned way. But you laid down on your back. You slept on your back.
Slept on my back all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that integration probably was there. I don't know. So,
I have a sweet story to add to this. This night, my children had real problem getting to sleep. And my Bella, she's 8, woke up in the middle of the night and she just had trouble going back, and she started to upset her. And after her turning, I think for almost an hour, I placed my hand on her head. Yeah, and it was like she just relaxed. And it was all just someone being close with her. But it's very
rightful.
That is fabulous. I think
it was like 5 minutes after that, so I was happy.
Right? I love it. One of the things, Jenny, I think you and I were talking about, and I know I've talked to Steena about it, is like when kids get to school and they unzip their jackets, they've just taken their energy field down, because in the front our energy field comes up and out, and in the back it actually goes down. So when you do a downward motion, think about karate, like whoosh, swoop, you just boom, took your opponent's energy down. So when kids unzip their jacket at school, they're already like crashing their energy. It's no wonder they're so crazy in the hallway and get them settled back into a classroom. And so you can teach kids to unzip their jacket and then just bring their hand up and out to bring their own energy up if they're not feeling that they have enough energy. And I mean, when kids don't have enough energy, they look like they have all kinds of energy. That's just nervous overflow energy that'll drive you crazy.
Wonderful. 20 minutes more, another week in the can, as they used to say in the movie business where they had films. Thank you, ladies, for coming. Thank you, everyone, for watching both live and the recording later. And leave some comments below and tell us what your thoughts are with napping it out. Thanks again, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.